The energy that we are going to be reading today is what is it that I can look at, that I need to know in order to understand the healing that is needed in my body, my mind, my soul, my life? What is it that is needed in order for me to ascend to the next level? So that is the question that we're asking right now. We're using the After Tarot as well. Oh, and it's a little swivelly. Okay, so it's basically, what is it that I need to know about my health, my healing, and my ascension? Oh, your words speak things into reality. Okay, and so I asked this question, asking for clarity, understanding, and truth. Okay. So on the bottom of the deck, we have, interesting, the Queen of Wands, the Five of Wands, and the Four of Wands. That's a lot of wands. Okay. So very interesting. So we're gonna ask the question. So we get again the Nine of Wands, the Three, the Three of Wands. And that's a lot of wands. And the Hierophant. Okay. So, oh, I thought that was the zoom out. Or the zoom in. So we have a lot of movement going on, is what I would say. And so the energy that they want to start out with is saying the situation is a need to understand the boundaries that you're in. Oh, and how it is that they were created as well. I really hope I just plugged in my microphone, so we're going to hope that this is recording my voice. Okay, so the Nine of Wands is an opportunity to ensure that you have strong boundaries. And so you may be a little bit weary of what it is that's been going on. It looks to me that this man has some red on his arms, right? Okay. And so energetically, he's kind of looking out there and saying, what's going on? And this other man is holding on to his boundaries and kind of looking at him like, what's going on with you? But he also has something going on up here. And so energetically, it is a need to understand it isn't just you, but an inner understanding of your boundaries, how they happened, and where they came from. So they did tell me before this reading that we are going to just really clarify these cards. So first we're looking at what is it that you need to know and what is it that you need to change. Wonderful. Okay. Oh, wow. These are fun cards. So I'm excited about this. Okay, so help us understand this Nine of Wands, what it's about. Okay. And the card that jumped out at us is the Root Portal. That is vitality, stability, and survival fear. Oh, that makes sense. So we also have the number 33. So here we're talking about the energy of creating a stronger foundation in your boundaries to begin with. And it starts in your home. It starts in feeling safe in every area of your life. And they're sharing with me, I just updated my switched bank accounts, and also interesting, I felt the need to do that right there. So I switched bank accounts to add more security to my life and switched the way that things are paying me today. I just did that. They are saying this is like another aspect, right? When we talk about boundaries, it is knowing what you want, acting in the ways that support what it is that you want, speaking what it is that you want into existence. And so I had opened the new account, and so I was following what I felt to do today was to switch how I was actually getting paid now over to these other accounts, right? The things that are flowing in. And I noticed, because of the way that I had done it, that I actually was producing in this account a lot of just the general idea of a lot of inflow of volume in the way that it transpired, because I was switching accounts and switching things and payments into it. And so that was creating a sense of stability as well, right? And so it can be done in other ways. So when we talk about the energy of root, the energy of stability, the energy of survival, it can be as simple as saying, I understand what it is that you're asking for. It's not that I couldn't accommodate that, but right now, what's more important for me is taking care of myself. So right now, for example, I had been doing client sessions on Sunday. But in doing that, it meant that I was sacrificing time for myself. And they said, that's a choice, right? um, and it was a choice that I said, I'm sorry, I realize that is what worked out for you, but I really need a different level of support for myself right now. I need to go to the gym, right? And I want to take a course on Sunday. These are actually true things. And so, an online thing anyway. So I want to make sure I'm being truthful. So anyway, they're saying one of the things when we talk about boundaries is prioritizing your own vitality, right? And the things that are important for you. And so what is more important? So the energy of financial stability is important, and I address that in one way. But what is also important is the energy of my body, my mind, right? The ability to just have a day where I'm committed to only me, right? Feels really good. And so that is the energy that we're talking about with the energy of the Nine of Wands. Okay. So now we're going to do the contemplation. Okay, so these cards are so beautiful. The energy here, we're clarifying now, okay, is the Three of Wands. And so to start out, I need to talk about the Three of Wands probably. So the Three of Wands in general, if you look at this and we're talking about the after tarot, it appears to be a man looking outwards into the great beyond, and there's three wands, but he has his hand here on a third wand. So generally, the Three of Wands is a decision to move forward, right? And so it is a decision that it isn't, are you making a choice to move forward? It's that you're moving forward, right? So here we're talking about, what is it that I need to know about my health, my life, and how to move things forward. The first one is have strong boundaries, understand that your health and well-being are extremely important, right? And if you want to be able to, and as you're moving forward, you can see here, there is a bird, and I really love this card as I'm looking at it. Oh, the bird actually left a feather. So, and it looks kind of like a falcon, like he has the falcon thing on his arm, I think. So, in general, and this orange stuff is a little interesting, right? And so as I'm looking at this, I'm like, is that a sea of lava that I have to cross? And if so, I'm really going to think about that choice, right? And so there's three wands. It is a choice has been made, right? A decision is being made to move forward. And it is, you are receiving messages. To me, birds are messengers. And this bird is giving you a feather. And so you likely have other messages that are out. That's always true. Not likely. It's always true. The world is responding to you. It is the law of attraction. And what you attract is what it is that you have within yourself. So the signs are always there, no matter, to be fair, what it is that you're doing, whether you are in your house, that's what happened here, or you are out in the world, right? There's things that are being reflected back to you every single day. And so the energy here is know that things are shifting, things are changing. And the most important thing for you to understand about the energies that are changing is contemplation. And that is silence, knowing, releasing control. This card is so powerful and beautiful and wonderful. Okay, so you can feel the energy of this card is that you are moving forward. Make sure that as you are doing such, that you are mindful about everything in your life. And it means to release the need to control any sort of outcome, right? Anytime we're talking about manifestation and something happening in your life, it is really releasing your need to control anything, right? Your need to effort anything. And that word in my energy, I want to release any elements of control, clear all words, statements, and communication energy, release all blocks, limits, restrictions, chains, bonds that are out there, and know that when you just simply follow your intuition, you are guided to do what you need to do to keep yourself safe as well. That's like the whole message is a part of that, right? And so take the time to meditate. And what does that mean? Other than sitting down and quieting your mind and releasing resistance to the world around you, and then going out and doing what it is that you feel is fun to do. Right? It is letting go of the need to schedule every single thing in your life in order for you to be able to have a more fulfilling life. Okay. Love it. Then we have the Hierophant card. And the Hierophant card is the energy here of a spiritual leader and connecting to the energies of the heavens and the earth, right? It is the key here. It is the energy of, in order for you to be in the most wonderful energy and feeling safe and protected and knowing that you made the right choice. And here we have the two again, right? And so my last reading was about the choice, right? And so as we look at the energies of this card, you can see there's a lot of information here, right? This I would call the book of knowledge, if you will. And here is your wand. We're going to call it a wand. That's not really what it is. And if you allow yourself to connect, to not have a crown of thorns, but to have a crown of enlightenment, right? Literally your crown chakra being activated, you will know that there's a lot of information out there and how to move forward. So let's clarify when we talk about, okay, they want another deck for that. Oh, whoa, okay. We're taking out some cards here. So, okay, they want a card off the top of this. So the Hierophant card, and clarifying here how it is that you are manifesting being connected, that you are manifesting your own inner truth. Oh, holy moly. This is the card they wanted? Okay. This is a dark deck. Okay. And so I think this is the strength. Yeah, it is. Okay. I had to make sure that this is a major arcana card because I really don't use these cards that often. So this is the strength card. This goes along with the last reading and is very much an interesting way of portraying the energy of strength. So as we look at this, they're posting a very, very, very broad message here. And it is, if you wish to not be haunted by the energies of the past, by the energies that you are putting out in what I call your atmosphere, right? Here we have our messengers. Again, the messages are out there. It has been given. And you can see this really looks like the energy of, this is not the strength card, it's the death card. What the heck? Okay. That is an X, not a V. So interesting. It's the same thing that happened in the last. Okay. So anyway, we have the death card here. And so might as well keep going with this. The energies here, I was channeling how it was the strength card, which I find very interesting. So there are 3 here. If that were a V, then it would be an 8, but it's an X. So it's a 13, and so it's the death card. Anyway, that means there will be a significant ending to the energy in your life in order for great change to occur. So let's just get it out in the open here that this is how to get rid of this confusion. I mean, I do know Roman numerals. I will say I don't use these cards a lot. But in the energy of this, it is still energy at play. And anytime you're using, especially something with the intention of a divination tool, it's important to read the energies and how those things come up. And so I really did get the energy of strength card when I looked into card. And so I would say that it is a need to let go of control as well, and still kind of a carryover from that. But in general, it is a need for a complete revamp of your life. This death card is very much looking like death as well. And so as we look at that, we're saying this is a significant ending. So what is it that you need to know in order to come into a greater strength of your spirituality and have an ending to these energies of feeling like death is really what they're saying. Goodness gracious. Okay. I mean, these cards are something. Funny. Okay. Okay. So we're going to go to cats that are saying the words for me, so it works better, apparently. My God. Okay. So what do we need to know? We're going to focus on this and whatever I need to clarify is going on up in here. So, here we go. We got an X again. Well, I was just saying that out loud. So now we have 10. I got it. It's a 10. A 10 of coins. Oh my gosh. And so the 10 of Pentacles, also, just because these are a different deck than the traditional tarot, we're talking about a great healing has occurred in your life. And so also, interesting, I was asking for some clarification on what we were going to call the time cycles as well. So here we're talking about, and we'll get clarification on that. We're talking about a need for healing. So here we are that you have embodied being in a spiritual life and the spiritual things you needed to, right? So we're really having a continuation of this energy, a need for strong boundaries, a need to care for your physical body, a need to care for your emotional body. And in doing that, in taking care of yourself and leaving space to make the choices that you need to make. And those can be any size of choices, from I'm going to decide what tarot cards to use, or when to take a shower, or when to move, right? I mean, the anywhere, right? The energy there is a very broad spectrum, and the more that you take time to leave space between your body and your mind and to allow for yourself to come into a greater alignment, then the healing is easier to occur. So we're talking about here a need for boundaries. You're moving forward and you're finding in yourself an inner connection, right? And an inner spiritual connection and truth. And so it is a great significant ending to the energies in your life. And so what we have here is clarifying that a lot of healing has occurred. So the way that I originally channeled when I started to be able to channel and clarify the cards, is that a great healing has occurred, and you're working on the balance of energies of the elements within yourself. I love that. And so when I talk about spiritual practices, it is, what is it that you can do? What elements of meditation and breathing and yoga and just contemplation, and how are you feeding the energies of your mind, of your body, and of your soul? Because what it is that you're eating, what it is that you're drinking, what it is that you're thinking, what it is that you're saying, what it is that you're doing, are all playing a part in those energies. Now, when we talk about the 10 of coins, we are also talking about the physical energies. So it is the physical energies here that we're talking about as well. A need to really balance out the energies in your body. And I personally have been, I started last year going through a detox program by Dr. Scholl's, and I started out, I did a week-long juice fast, then I did later, I don't know, we'll call it a month-ish, and then I did a month-long juice fast with his detox, and after that I had committed to doing at least a few days around every full moon. Aside from that, I pretty much eat a vegan diet, but I was doing like a juice cleanse beyond that around the full moon, and then January happened, and so it is kind of the energies that they're showing me here, and the need for that is, what is it that you used to do? What can you do? What do you know to do? Also, to clarify your physical elements. So, as I talked about going to the gym tomorrow, and I had really been fantasizing about sitting in the sauna, right? And so moving your body is part of that, detoxing in those ways, as well as things like I use a red light therapy mat. I find those to be amazing. The juice fast, the detox are all part of that. So whatever of those resonates with you and what you've been called to do, know that there's a great healing that is being asked for clarifying the elements within you. And there's a lot of things that I listed there, and if any of those kind of sparked with you, that might be something that you might want to consider. Take the time to say, what makes sense for me? What feels right for my journey? I didn't start doing all of those things in one day. It was a progressive thing that happened over time. Okay, so we're going to continue to clarify that. Okay, well, that's an interesting card. We have a 6. Oh boy. Okay, so we have the 6 of Swords. And so this is okay. So a spiritual energy within yourself, finding your own spiritual path to have a complete death and renewal, right? Because the death card is a significant ending of an energy in your life in order for change to occur. Wow. Okay. I mean, the fact that they had me pull that card and I wanted to look at it as strength. And then we have that much healing has taken place, great healing has happened, and you're balancing the physical elements. So what that means, then they're clarifying further, telling the story, because this is the one I think needs the most clarification. We can clarify others if you want. And this is a progression, right? And the Six of Swords, as I see it, is moving forward. And usually I see it with others, but moving forward with energies needing to be worked through in the future. And so I like this card because as we're talking about the healing, you can see we've got some golden arches going on here. So first we have the arch. Here is the things that need to be healed. There's kind of branches there coming down. There's a few things coming up and down that need to be balanced, right? And so you're moving forward. You're continuing to progress, and things need to continue to be healed within you. So, how is it that we really go about making the greatest changes in our physicality? New cards. Okay. Oh, these are pretty cards to choose. I like it. All right, so we're going to choose. They're just. I think it's not the radiant. Anyway, they're golden cards. All right, so let's clarify the energies that we need to be able to harness within ourselves, clarifying the things that we can do. If you ask that question as well, like, what is it that I should be doing? This is the answer to that. Okay, so first we have the Six of Pentacles. Oh my God. Okay. And so the Six of Pentacles here is a man who is giving pebbles to, I'm going to assume this is money. It could be food, right? Giving unto others. So I find that interesting. So the Six of Pentacles is a need to find balance to allow for healing. And so as you are harnessing this Hierophant energy, it is a need to give to others, right? It is a need to give to others so that you see the energy directly reflected back to you as well. Oh my gosh, how funny is that? So, thus the golden card. So, where is it that you could maybe be giving financially? Where is it that you could maybe be giving things physically away? That's mainly the energy of this particular card, and what we're getting for the collective here is that a need to recognize what you could be given to others so that you can see within yourself and to see the things that need to be healed. So there will be some aspects of making a financial commitment in order to invest in your own health, whether that's investing in a detox program or a yoga program or learning Isha Kriya, whatever it is, there may be, we said that specifically, learning Isha Kriya is actually free. But the steps beyond that are part of it, right? But it's where are you investing your time? Where are you investing your money? And is it in the right places? Are you spending money on the right time? Are you spending money on the right things? And so it is a balance of energy between a group of people, right? And so where can you give to others and then others ultimately give to you? Okay. So let's clarify the other answers to what is it that you can do to move forward and balance yourself more? Oh, we're using the big cards. So what else can we do to clarify what is it that you can do as we talk about how do I move forward? How do I heal my life? And it is the energy of needing to get unstuck is absolutely true. We're looking for just one card here. And so let's clarify. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you for the one card. So the Ace of Swords is receiving positive truths from lessons, right? And what I will say is the way that I energetically read this card when it came out is, how are you talking to yourself and others? So the inner conversations, Missy, that you're having with yourself are really, really, really important. Because if you're telling your body, I love you, 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 I love you the most, and your cells are feeling that and you're feeding that with yourself, then your body is going to respond more lovingly to you and the world around you. Right? And so spending time talking to your body, talking to yourself in a loving way, doing, okay, we'll just go all out on it. Taking time, putting your hands over your heart if you want to do that. Say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you, 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 I love you the most. Right? Doing that to aspects of your body is something that is very, very powerful. And so you can help yourself in that way. Energies at play are at play. The more that you spend time sending love to your body, sending love to your mind, having your inner dialogue be in a loving way, saying things to yourself that are loving and then to others as well. If your intention is to say things in a loving way, then you will manifest it in a loving way. My intention is to read the energy of the cards, and so that was accurate. And the way that I read the Ace of Swords energy is positive truth. It is speaking, it is words, right? And so the energy of this card is, how are you talking? What is it that you're saying out there as well, right? And so saying, I wish to be in an energetic state of balance, of resilience, and to let go of any fear within myself and to find an energetic frequency of love. The more that you have the intention to find the energetic frequency of love, to find an image, and then when you find it, let go of the image and simply focus on the frequency of love. You can do the same thing and allow yourself to focus on the frequency of love for as long as you possibly can. At least 17 seconds. And then find the frequency of well-being and allow yourself to imagine the frequency of what it means to be in a perfect, wonderfully healthy mind and body, to find the image of that and what that is if you need to, and then let go of that and just find the frequency of well-being. And allow yourself to feel into the frequency of well-being and allow it to fill your cells and the energy between your cells, and allow yourself to just swim in that energy of well-being. Allow well-being to be part of everything that you do and your intentions for yourself and your life and your mind and your body. And the more that you do that, the more that you're coupling all of these things, right? With your intention to have strong boundaries so that you can have time for yourself to go to the gym, to do your meditation or your yoga or whatever it is for you. It could be kickboxing. It is not for me. For me, it is more finding a state of ease and things in my body, right? But whatever it is for you, allow that to be the cycle that you complete. Oh, this year. Okay. So I'm going to call it that, but allow that to be what completes the cycle, right? It is allow yourself to end the cycle of choosing others over yourself. Allow yourself to choose yourself. And when you choose yourself and put yourself first, then you naturally allow for the energies of others to be more balanced as well. It is allowing yourself to put your mind first, to put your body first, to make sure that you are in a sound physical, spiritual, and mental state and frequency. And so allow yourself to feel into the energy of what does it feel like to have ended the cycle of fear within myself, of fear of what's going to happen, and instead finding the frequency of love throughout my entire life. And what changes do I need to make in my life in order to end the cycle of that and to really be at a state of bliss and enlightenment and wonderful and joy within myself? Okay. And then we have the Four of Wands. That is the beginning of the foundation, right? It is that things are beginning to heal when you do that. The foundation of building a sound mind and body is feeling into what feels right for me, what feels right to do. So they're saying, if it feels right for you to go to the doctor, then do. If it feels right to you to follow a detox regimen, then do. I have several I'd be happy to recommend. Okay, so I will. Celery juice I find to be my friend, particularly celery juice and cilantro. The Dr. Scholl's detox plan, I think it's American Botanicals. Is that how you get to it? You can find it on my website, thesoulsparkcafe.com, under resources. And the other things of his I find to be very beneficial as well as drinking plenty of purified water, and then moving your body. And most of the time, when you take the time to take out the toxins, to be mindful of what it is that you're eating, to be mindful of what it is that you're drinking, and to take the time to move your body and to get things flowing again, to shower every day and to do a detox bath. I did the Dr. Scholl's detox bath of just not the whole, I'm trying to think what he calls it, where you're supposed to wrap yourself in a sheet of coldness after taking the bath. I did not do that. But what I did is do the detox bath with just the powdered herbs. I found that to be very manageable and a huge shift. So whatever you can do, whatever you can manage, yeah, the whole system is a different energy. It is out there. You can find it on his website. But whatever it is for you that feels good, do that, right? To me, doing the whole thing, which involves giving yourself an enema, taking a bath, and it's a cold sheet treatment, and then wrapping yourself in a cold sheet. I think I can wrap my head around most things. The cold sheets are really not my favorite thing. So anyway, I may do that one day. If that is something you feel called to do, then by all means, please do. But whatever feels good to you, do that, right? And do the elements that feel good all the time. Okay. Judgment. More interesting. I think this card will be okay. So it is an interesting one here. Okay, so as you're moving forward with things needing to be cleared out in the future, right? How is it that, this is a wonderful portrayal of the Judgment card, and it is basically looking back. It's a review of your life and the actions you have taken towards yourself and towards others. And so as we talk about this, we're talking about in a physical 3D body. What have you done and what do you need to do again? For me, I need to do another juice cleanse. For you, it may be as simple as adjust how much water it is that you're drinking and get a little bit more fruit and water in your diet and more foods that are cleansing, right? Whatever it is for you that feels like the next step, The judgment is that you're moving forward knowing that things need to shift. And what is it that you can review, and how it is that you've treated, oh my gosh, that was a hiccup that I would prefer to clear, yourself, your what it is that you said, what it is that you spoke, what is it that you need to go back and clear up. So some of this, even when we go to the physical aspects, it is, what did you say, what did you do, and what do you need to go back to correct it, kind of the court of atonement. And I found it very powerful this week to go back and have a conversation with someone and say, this is what, and this was like, I don't know, 20-ish, 23 years ago. This is what I remember happening, and I believe that I acted in a way that I could have acted better. And I want to go back and say, what I should have done is say, would you be willing to help me with this? And I will repay you for your kindness, right? And to let go of any of those energies behind you, right? To be in an energetic state of truth. What is it that you need to correct about things that you have done physically in your life? Are there people you need to go back and say, I realized how I acted or what I did, and I realize now that I could have done it differently. It may have been 30 years ago. And if it was, that's okay. Going back and saying it either energetically or physically is going to be very powerful. So where is it in your life that you can go back and review what happened, to look to yourself and say, I could have done this differently? For some of you, it may be looking at the physical way that you are, I'm getting that you're going back and that you're driving, the way that you're driving. What is it that is in your car? Literally clean out your car. It can't be for me. There's nothing in my car. Okay. And so, like, what are you doing? How do you need to go back and say, I realize that I had a lot of stuff going on and I need to take out that. I'm sorry for whatever happened. Car, please help me correct that energy. For some of you, I'm getting it maybe as far back as in time, whatever happened in high school, someone that you wronged. Go back and just say, whether it's energetically, take a look and say, where did something happen that I just found one. Okay. That I really could have responded better. All right. And so take the time and say, I go back and I say, energetically, I made a choice and I was okay with that choice. When the energy came of the day after the choice, the way that I responded was less than ideal. And I should have had a conversation, right? I should have gone back and said, I could have responded to that better. I don't need to say, so could have you, but I could have responded to that better, and I could have responded to it better for years. I could still respond to it better, right? And I could have energetically responded better for the rest of my life if I had gone back to that person and said, I'm sorry for how it is that I responded to you after we had built a bond together. Okay. So that is a way of going back and correcting things in your life. What is it that you could have done? So we're talking spiritually here, right? We're talking on thinking about the things that you did, as well as the time that you spend and what it is that you're doing, talking to yourself and how it is that you're going forward. Where can you shift things in your life where things maybe had a track in an element of yourself that you can say, this aspect from a point that I made a choice in my life has maybe been a little bit wrong. And I want to apologize to myself and to anyone involved and for all the energy plays and the energies at play for that. And I want to acknowledge it, and I want to let it go, and I want to move forward now with better choices in a better way. I love that. Okay. All right, let's clarify this Four of Wands. All right, these cards are fantastic and just like so wonderful to shuffle too. Okay, so we're clarifying the Four of Wands. So here we're talking about the beginning of a foundation. right? And so it means you're building towards you're moving towards building a foundation with a soulmate. And so as we do that, what does it mean and how do you do that? So some of it is going back and correcting any energy. So anything that you had, it is, when we look at the Judgment card, it's going back and looking at all aspects. So any aspect of any relationship that you had that you would have preferred something different, look at what aspects of yourself, and when you started seeing those aspects reflected back to yourself, and how it is that you can go back and correct those. Okay, top card, thank goodness. And so it is really a life review. It is the Judgment card for sure. And so when you want to have a strong foundation with someone, going back and looking at where are the aspects, where did I start to see them reflected in my life, and how could I have done better? And that was what I was doing and reflecting in something that was coming up for me. And so maybe it had been elements of honesty or fidelity or kindness, right? Or gifts. Could be anything, right? And so we have the Hierophant again. Isn't that interesting? Okay. So we have, again, the energy of the Hierophant. And I love these cards, but they're thick. So the energy here in this one, you can see it is an actual connection to the energy that I was speaking about. And it is a connection to source, and recognizing now that the energy that you are in, the energy of the foundation, is to look at all of the things that you were stirring up in the pot. And so energetically here, you have an opportunity to lay blessings to any aspect in your life that you can go back and reflect on and say, these are the things that I see throughout my life, right, that I can correct. And so when we talk about the Hierophant, and I think this card illustrates it well, it's connecting to the energies of the heavens and the earth. So now that you have corrected some of your spiritual practices and the way that you're talking to yourself and your connection, your inner union, your inner conversations with yourself, it is a need to really look at also the energies of the earth and what physically were you doing and how can you correct those things. And this could be relating to past physical, romantic, and sexual partners. And it could be related to, this seems like a tombstone to me, like whether or not they're here or in the beyond doesn't really matter. It's an energy of what happened and how can you let it go. So we want to say as part of this, it is we communicate the energies of healings in whatever way it is that you can receive them now. And it is an energy of being able to have the white dove and the cleansing and harness the energies of source energy to you and through you, allowing for you to identify and to acknowledge the aspects of any time that there was someone or something that happened that you could have done better. To acknowledge that, yeah, I did that. I guess I knew better. I should go back and say, I'm sorry that that happened. I'm sorry that I responded the way that I did. I'm sorry for what I did. And I choose to respond differently going forward. I then choose to look at any people or things that were part of that particular fallout, right? And for anything that happened in the wheel that was spinning and anyone that you maybe led on in some particular way, that you can let go of now and to say, I'm sorry for what I did. I'm sorry for any way that you felt used or abused or neglected or not loved entirely because of me, and any energy plays that may be at play in your life because of what I said or did or didn't say or didn't do. And the web here is what it is that we're kind of illustrating. It is, what is it that you can do to be able to move things forward in your life in a better way? And we're using the Hierophant card here, but it is the knowledge of some of these ancient energies and the spirit animals here that are asking you to really look at the energies of the earth and what have you been pouring into her. Okay. All right. Then we have the Five of Cups. And so as we clarify, another 5, right? As we clarify the energies here of the Hierophant, it is the Five of Cups. And so we see here that there's actually rainbows and butterflies, and the cups are pouring out their emotions. And so that is what we're being asked to do here, right? It is letting go of crying over the past and recognizing positive opportunities in the future. So allow anything that ever caused you tears, and any tears that you ever caused to anyone else, to say, I may have been trying hard to include you and make you feel loved and welcome, and I realize now for who I am in my larger energetic state that I could have done better. And I say, I am sorry for anything I said or did or didn't do in any way that I made you feel that was less than loving because of what I had going on within me and how I reflected that back to you. And I look forward to a greater healing within myself. And I allow myself to release all elements of how I was showing others my grief and how that was reflected back to me years and years and years later. Okay, new cards. Okay, so we're going to get new cards. These ones are interesting. Oh, they want cards off the top. Okay, so we're clarifying here the reading overall. It isn't any particular card they're saying. And it is just to clarify and round out the message here. And that is the Empress. Okay, she got all her colors on. Another card. Okay. And then we want the Queen of Swords. So we same cards from the reading that I did last week. And so here we have it's slightly different. That was the Queen of Cups. Okay. But the Queen of Swords did come out too. So we have an energy here. And it is... Okay, they want 2 more cards so I can get the whole thing. Oh my gosh. What do we got? Now we got more women. The High Priestess and the 7 of Wands. Interesting. Okay. So the energies here as we read them is to let you know the clarification is come into the most loving version you can possibly muster. Be the most loving version. And what that means is letting go of anything that you're saying to yourself and others that is anything other than loving. And not only that, let go of anything you've ever said or done or expressed across all time, all space, all dimensional aspects of yourself and reality and parallel reality from your first breath as a soul progressing through what is happening now until the end. And that is it, right? It is understanding, being loving, recognizing what you have said, what you have done, and how you have now a greater understanding and awareness of life, right? And in doing so, to bring forth energies that were hidden in order for things to be resolved. Because if you want something to move forward in an energy that is out there, you need to let go of what is hidden and what you weren't willing to look at. So be willing to look at anything that was hidden. And that is how I read the 7 of Wands card. is to be willing to let go of anything that was hidden in order to move things in a better direction. So I had to read the cards after I did that channeled message because it was really good. So they want to do more cards from another deck. Okay, I love that. More golden cards. Okay, do we still have a golden card out here? Yep. Okay. So let's clarify the energies of just what's going on here. And so they want me to do an extra shuffle. So the energy here of what it is that we're reading is just to clarify for you again, to help to embody the message of what it is that you're being asked to do right now. And it's really an energy of listening to the message, figuring out what resonates with you right now, figuring out what steps on your journey make sense for you right now. What are the things that you had been thinking about doing, and how can you just bring them right to fruition now? And we have the King of Cups. And so, okay, 2 more cards. The King, to find balance. We have the King of Cups, the 7 of Pentacles, same, okay, and a King of Swords. So 2 kings, as well as some pentacles. So the energies here are showing you, they want me to hold them, okay. The energies here are a need to have the most wonderful, loving energy for yourself. The King of Cups is the most loving man. And the energies here are be the most loving person. Review what it is that you could have possibly done differently. Look at it. Be willing to dig out all of those pentacles. Be truthful with yourself. Because that is what is needed here. And that was why they brought me back to high school. Yeah. So, that's fun. Energetically, be aware of what you did. Be willing to acknowledge it within yourself so that you can let it go. And so if any part of this resonated with you, that is an extremely powerful process, to take the time to go back and to review the energies that have been reflected to you in the past. So anytime, so that you can really acknowledge them and let them go. Right? Because energies at play in your life are at play in your life. And so how can you choose a different show to put on? How can you dreamscape a new reality? Okay, we're going to do different cards. I'm going to start putting these back because it's part of my system. Okay, these are the most wonderful cards because they have wonderful images on them that are just very unique. So we're going to use these cards. Okay. So we're just sending home the same message, and this is going to be more of what can you go back and look at in order to see greater movement in your life. So we went to high school. Where shall we go now? Grade school? Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to share a story. It really does not paint me in the best light. I will just say, I don't even remember this. It was told to me later in my life, but anything like that happened is showing you something you need to correct. And I can't remember if it was the hairdresser or someone in my family, and I knew that there was something that had happened, or I didn't know, but it was resurfaced for me. Right? And why was that story shared with me? That apparently something had happened with my hair, and it was a small shop. I grew up in a small town, and I walked into the bathroom connected to the hair salon and just screamed apparently something about not loving my haircut. So here's what we're talking about. Anything that happened, anything like that, all of those aspects, anything in your life where you were ever just really, I said these cards were fantastic. And that was, by the way, like a grade school thing. That I don't know how old I was. Like I'm getting like 8 or something. And so how could you have not acted like that? And how did you make someone else feel? So acknowledging all of the things that you ever did at every age of your life, to go back and have a conversation with yourself and say, is there anything that I need to let go of? Anyone that I need to apologize to? So I go back and I say, I acknowledge any way that I ever made anyone feel about a service that they did for me, that I maybe needed to tell them that I wanted something different before they did it. I think it was a perm, by the way. My gosh, now I use henna, but there was a period of time, a very significant period of time that happened. And so energetically, that's part of it too, right? That's part of detoxing things from your body. It's such a big story, right? Like, how can you go back and do that? Like, that's why they had me mention the henna. So I think it wasn't just like a hair trim. It was like some other sort of something that had happened. Again, I think I was like 8 to 10 years old. And so, but where were you putting those things in your body? I had very straight hair then, and so I was taken in order to have that. I don't know if anyone else had that when they were younger, but that was something that happened. How can I release every single chemical of that from my body? Doing a detox on your body for that is a really good thing. And they said that's really why they showed me, but I needed to remember it first in that way before I could talk to that. But that is fantastic. Okay. Get rid of all that. More off the top. Okay. Okay. So no gymnastics. What are we talking about here? Okay. Oh. So where was it in your life that you ever felt hurt? Where did you ever push yourself in ways that were uncomfortable? So for me, apparently that was gymnastics. I took gymnastics as a kid. So how was it that your body felt hurt and that it didn't really like what you were doing for it? Or that you literally, they're showing me like if you, I don't want to speak these words, but I will for the reading's sake. Like if you fell off the balance beam and hurt yourself or something like that, right? Where did you ever have things that were less than loving to your body that you need to let go of? So acknowledge anything that you did to your body, any sort of exercise. I'm getting specifically, like what exercises are you doing that may be above and beyond what may be comfortable? I honestly, that is their clear. I can feel it clearing from my crown chakra because I didn't remember that. I remembered it just being like I had pictures of me looking pretty and being able to do the splits. So how do you remember things and what do you need to go back and correct of any way that you were treating your body, your mind, your soul, others, yourself in any way that was less than loving? And so here we have the elements of your physical body. How have you been drinking? How have you been eating? So we've also got like cans and it looks kind of like a styrofoam container, right? So how was it, and what is back here? Like, what were you doing? Were there elements, and they're showing me the wheat for a reason. I think it looks like wheat to me, and I'm going to say this. I had been doing gluten-free in addition to the other things for a while. And what they said is it wasn't really ever the wheat specifically. It was the way that your body developed an allergy to the wheat because of the way the wheat was treated, right? And so they have encouraged me to look for more organic ways of eating even flour. So if you had been treating yourself for celiac or something like that, allow yourself to go through the detox to get those things out of your body. And then you may over time want to introduce things in an organic, natural way as well. Um, it is like, I know that there was Pepsi. I think, yeah, it was Pepsi in my house growing up. And now I do drink LaCroix, right? Which is like no additives, no sugar, just water with whatever essence is. And so how is it that you maybe need to go back and look at how you've been eating and how you need to detox all of that from your body? And so they're telling me like I did the 1 month of Dr. Scholl's detox. Yes, that was powerful. But um how long were you in the energy of doing these things, right? What corrections need to be made in your body and what are you willing to do? And we talked about that in the beginning, whether it's drinking clean water now, drinking filtered water. Water is 72% of what is making up your body. Are you drinking clean water? Are you talking kindly to your clean water before you drink it? Are you drinking filtered water if you can? If you want to go a step further, you can go with the putting your water also in the word in the golden container. Copper containers. Oh my gosh. How far it is that you go is up to you, but where can you start to make those steps in your life because they make a difference? And it makes a difference on how your body feels and how it moves. Because how long had you been doing these things, right? So allow your body to let go of these things and continue to let go of them over time. Okay. Love it. Okay. Oh, I think we moved out of junior high now, so this is gonna be like more in the middle. Okay. And so here we have an energy of pets. Oh, I was like pets. Okay. So where is it that you maybe had animals or any sort of animals that were living with you? And how could you have been more kind to them? Wow. Um, they want me to share the story. I guess I will. Had a roommate. Hello. And they had an animal, and when they were away, it would like come to my door and want me to let it out to go to the bathroom. And I really could have responded more kindly. And I think I did it. Honestly, this was 20 years ago, but um I think I did it, but I did it like begrudgingly. So how is it that you can go back and energetically be kinder to all aspects of your I did ask for clarification and boy are they giving it. And so how could you be kinder to the animals and or let's take it a step further. What types of products are you using now? Now, if you already use them, for example, I'm just going to go out and share some more before my vegan lifestyle, I'm not sure if the seats in my car are real leather, but I do know that I have a very large collection of leather shoes that I have collected. It isn't really a need to get rid of those. It doesn't make it better if I like get rid of the shoes that are leather and then go buy new ones. That isn't better for the environment, right? What is better, and they're telling me because I was having this thought this week that you had that thought for a reason, right? That and by this week it was today at the mall when I was looking at shoes. It is that you have a choice to make and the energy that you put out and the energy plays around you. And if we want to have an environment that is safe, that is clean, that is loving for us and our children, then we need to be mindful of all of those aspects. And it isn't just up to your neighbors, right? It is how can you be better? And it isn't a need to go out and buy all new things. Use what it is that you have. Right? When I bought my organic laundry detergent. This is a new thing. I did not like throw away the old stuff. I finished using the stuff that I had. Same thing with like the soap that I transitioned to using and things like that. You can choose to do that however you want. In the past, when I have done these transitions, when I transitioned to paleo, for example, I took everything in my kitchen that like had sugar in it or something like that, and I put it in a box in my cupboard, which really, or in a closet, which really just meant that it expired and I threw it out later. But how can you go about like making the changes in your life, and how can you do better? Okay. Alrighty, so that was the Middle Ages. Now we're going more towards the end. Great. What is this? Sold house. Oh, okay. So it is the Eight of Wands, but I am really reading the energy of these cards as opposed to the actual cards up until now. And now they want me to look at both. I hadn't even looked at what they were before. I had just looked at the energy of the card. And so now they're saying, now that you're progressing, now is time to look at where are you living? How are you living? This is actually saying a house sold, right? How are you living in your home? Is it energy efficient? Number one, right? And how many people are you living with is an aspect here that I'm getting. Do you have enough space for everyone? Right? So taking time to evaluate, are you using all of the space in your home? Right? Is your home energy efficient? Do you have an opportunity for solar? Do you have an opportunity to go solar in any aspect, right? Maybe it could be a solar water heater, if not a solar power system. They're saying incrementally, what can you do and how can you look at these things now? This is a timeless reading, obviously. Okay, they said that was the cards that was like progressing through your entire life. I love how they showed that picture. So, to clarify one more time, the pink cards. Okay, what are the pink cards? Oh, these are beautiful. The energy here is really, when we talk about how can I heal my life, how can I heal myself, boy, is there a list, right? So, the original cards did, that was the card. Okay, that's okay. It'll come out again. Oh, that'll work. Okay. How can you really be in the energy that you want to be in, right? So how can you have strong boundaries, make better choices in your life? And they said it was really, how do you choose to move forward, right? And the Hierophant is a spiritual leader. It is a leader, and it is recognizing the spiritual aspects of every aspect of your life that we brought about through this entire reading, right? And those are the cards that we started with. Recognize where you need to have boundaries, where you need to build out boundaries in your life. Recognize what it is that you want. What aspects of this reading resonated with you, right? Oh, they kind of want me to promote this one, or at least maybe give it some keywords or something. Okay, so where is it that this reading is recognizing you? Where is it that is resonating with you? Can you share it with others? And just the idea of how it is that you can go about looking at your life and the things that need to change. I am out there for you. If there's any support that I can provide you, please let me know. I do have my website now that I am building out resources. And so if there's something that you are looking for that I can be of assistance, and please do let me know. Or if there's resources that are needed, that are out there for the collective, I am happy to be the ombudsman between that and to provide you with whatever knowledge it is that you are seeking, because that is important to me. So that is the Seven of Abundance. Have patience. Sometimes dreams grow slowly. Don't worry. The hard work you've invested will bring about a bountiful harvest. This is a good time to prepare because things will soon move forward quickly. Use this time to rest and plan. Wow. Okay. So if you look at the energy of this card, you can see it is they are planting a garden. Are they harvesting? It looks maybe like they're harvesting their fruits, but this is kind of this is what I was talking about, right? It is how can you prepare for forward movement? Things are shifting, things are moving. It is up to us how it is that we treat our minds, our bodies, and our souls, and the earth at large. All right. I hope that you enjoyed that reading, and I really loved it. So thank you very much.